How to become a millionaire. Find 30 people to get their check on the 1st and the 3rd and ask them for $2. Chances are they'll say, and you say you're going to pay it back. Chances are they're going to tell you, man, don't worry about it. 30 people, 30 checks. Find 90 people to get their check on the 1st and the 3rd and ask them for $2. Chances are they're going to tell you, don't worry about paying me back, man. Just go on and keep it. Ask 200 people for $2 on the 1st and the 3rd. Chances are they're going to say, we're going to keep it, man. You don't have to pay me back. Put that money in a jar for a year, and I guarantee you'll be a millionaire. Ask 400 people to get their check on the 1st and the 3rd for $2. Chances are they're going to tell you, don't worry about it, man. You don't have to pay me back. Reason being that you're not asking them over and over. You got 200 people to pick from. So you're spreading your shots. And it seems like you asked only when you need something, and you haven't asked me that much, so I'm going to tell you, don't worry about paying me back. You put that jar, the money in the jar, that's labeled sucker. The sucker jar will make you a multimillionaire. Think about it. Asking 400 people on the 1st and the 3rd for $2. Now, how do you meet these people? They're your friends. They're your neighbors. There are people in your complex. And there are people in front of fries that you've asked, people that you've befriended, and you call them brothers of the service, veterans, whoever. It is very easy to befriend another person with a veteran's hat on talking bullshit. You ask them for $2. You don't have to even know their name. He says, yeah, sure, man, here. You ain't got to pay me back. Now you got 400 people you asked for $2 from. Your job every day is to keep your phone on and ask them for $2. You become a multi-billionaire. Now, this is your job. You go out and you be dirty and you put on your little uniform of not having much in life, and you roll around and you keep your little batteries charged on your wheelchair, and you roll around and you ask. All the people you know, 400 people that you met and befriended for $2, you become a multimillionaire in a year. Plus you have your own check. That is your job. That is how you become a multimillionaire or a multi-thousandaire or whatever you want to call it. And what's the downside of it? None. But your morals and your values. The upside of it is you got a jar filled with other people's $2 that you label sucker. Try it. I can guarantee you it will boost your income if you're that scandalous. Befriend 400 vets. Go to the VA. Just talk to them in random. Talk to them. Don't ask them for money on the first day. But ask them for $1. Ask them for a quarter. And say you'll pay them back. They'll tell you, here, man, don't worry about it. And then once you get through the 400 people you know, ask them again, man, can you give me $2? He says, sure, man, here. You don't have to pay me back. People follow people around on check day in Chicago and did the exact same thing. And I've seen them driving Corvettes and race cars and everything else. Bought it brand new from hustling on the street for asking for $2 from about 400 or 500 people. If you ask for a lot of money, then I would say $10, $20 per person, you probably wouldn't get it, and the people would want you to pay them back. But if you ask for $2 a quarter or something here and there, from 400 people are going to tell you, don't worry about it, man. You don't have to pay me back. And that money goes into a jar called sucker. Now, I've seen people like that, and I ain't going to stoop that low to do that, but we have people that do that. And very good at it. You could do the same thing with cigarettes. Find 400 people to smoke, and you ask them, man, could I get a cigarette from you? By the time you get back around to them, you have to go through the 400 people that you met. And when you get back around to him, I can guarantee you, he won't mind giving you a cigarette because you've only asked him probably once that month or so, but he's going to try to get you into some kind of conversation or whatever, you know. You don't have to buy another cigarette in life. This is how people do. This is how people do. That's their job. That is their job. Ain't that some bullshit? And the only thing that they have to do, you have to have certain tools in your profession, is to keep your phone on so you can bag by long distance, check the stock market, and find out which way you're going to go that day. If you think I'm lying, there's some thousandaires or there's some millionaires have done exactly the same thing.